Okay, we're going to look at how to submit one of your candidates for a vacancy or order that is open on CNET. So log into CNET, and what we need to do from our dashboard is go to Orders. So by default it will go to Open Orders. That's jobs that we've accepted but we're still putting candidates forward to. And you can see here I think there's 4 current open orders. Now the one that we want to submit a candidate to is this one here, Duty Officer. You can see this brief snapshot of the vacancy. It tells us the actual location, the physical location of the job, the start date, the number of roles, so there's 1. You can see that I have put forward already 2 candidates, but we're allowed to put forward 3, so we'll go through the process of putting a 3rd person on now. Now if we had 30 or 40 current open orders, you can go to Filter and type something of the title, so for example Duty, and it will filter all the current open orders on the word duty, and there's only 1. So now we've found the open order, click it and hit Submit Candidate. So on this screen we can either submit a candidate that already exists on CNET, but in this case the person that we want to put forward is new, so we're going to have to create their candidate file first before we can submit them to this vacancy. So create candidate. Their name is Joshua Sales or Sale. And I only really do what's in red here. The contract type, just about everyone is pay as you go. If they're a contractor and they're paying their own super, etc., it's LTD, but everyone's PAYG. The branch is Hindmarsh, status is active, and we say save. And that's really all we need to do to create a worker on CNET. Now that we've created Joshua, we're going to add them to this vacancy. So we select Joshua's name, start typing first 3 letters, and Joshua Sale. The notes section is fairly important if you know that you're competing with other agencies. Now most times we would be. In this case I strongly suspect that we're the only ones that are interested in this vacancy. So look, we haven't met the people that we've submitted, we've only phone screened them. So because I didn't phone screen them, I don't know what to say. I mean, you could put very keen, good applicant, etc., etc. I don't really think there's much point on this occasion because I don't think we're competing with anyone else. But for most orders, it's an opportunity to sell the quality of your candidate for that role. So do take some time to put in some details here that would attract the hiring manager's eye. So, great attitude, good experience, current tickets, whatever it is, try and put a bit of effort into the notes screen here. Okay, a CV is required for candidates submitted to this order, so we'll add the resume. That's easy. And go to next. Now we're coming to the compliance section. Now the way the new version of CNET works is that sometimes it will ask you to upload the physical document, other times it won't. So let's have a look and see. On the left hand side you can see that they have these red bars here. That means we can't continue until they've gone grey. So for the Australian eligibility to work, all it's asking us to do is to identify the name of the document. So even though I haven't actually done it yet, I'm going to say that I've got the birth certificate. Now what that means is if Josh then gets an interview for the role or gets the role, we very quickly have to get that birth certificate and upload it to the system. Because if they do an audit on us, it'll be done from the UK. They won't give us any notice. They'll just go in and say, show us the birth certificate. So save. The confidentiality agreement, add. It's just a tick box saying that it's been signed, and the confidentiality agreement is part of our new starter emails for CNET councils. Save. The ID checked, same thing. Save. In-person interview. It's simply a tick box saying that we've done an in-person interview. Now we haven't, but we were told that we can do phone interviews because other agencies are doing that. If we get audited on Josh, we will just have to produce some interview notes that we've taken during our phone screening, which of course we have. Save. Last two employers' written references. On this one you can see that it's actually asking us to upload the reference checks, which we haven't done. So the way I get around that is I have a placeholder pardon me, a placeholder document. If I open that up, just have a look, it basically says, hey, we're still trying to get the reference check. Once we've got it, we'll upload it, and that's fine. So I'm just going to copy that as well and put that in the notes section. So we're being honest. We're basically saying, yep, we know you've asked for a reference check. Hey, we're still chasing it, but we're trying to get a good applicant to you as soon as we can. So again, if Joshua gets that job, we really need to chase those reference checks and upload them there. Save. And national police check. There's two tick boxes here. A police check is to be undertaken when the hire is approved. Yep, no problems. Confirm the statutory declaration is signed. Well, we haven't, but we will. Save. And now you can see everything is grey rather than red. We just have this one last tick box to say that everything is Ridgy-Didge, and next. The final section is called skills, and often there will be just whatever the hiring manager thinks is important to the role. It's pretty generic. We really have to self-assess what we think Joshua's skill level is against these criteria. Well, I think he's expert in all. Having a look at his resume, he's certainly got all the experience and everything that we need. Now bear in mind that the system generates a rating for the candidate. So if you mark them as expert, I think it gives it a slightly higher rating. Worth bearing in mind when you're submitting against other agencies. So I don't think anyone's going to call us on this. If we think that their interaction ability is expert and they don't, well, it's hard to argue. So I'm going to put it all as expert and submit. And that's it. Now we can see with the vacancy there are 3 people that have been submitted and are pending review. That means that the hiring manager at the council hasn't yet had a chance to have a look at the resumes and either accept or reject them. If we want to have a look at a few more details on that order, you can see that they want an interview for this one, and there's a bit more information about the role. Also, if you look in candidates, this will tell you who's already been submitted by us. So Josh, Tibor and Hamish have all been submitted today, and that's the maximum. You've submitted the maximum number of candidates, 3 per branch. Don't be confused by the branch, it's actually 3 per organisation. Okay, and I think that's just about everything.